Hey you all, and good morning. It is day 9 of our Dixie Highway road trip. We are currently on the campus of Western Kentucky University here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And yeah, look at this. This is Big Red. He is the mascot of Western Kentucky University, and apparently so beloved that the college decided to put a bronze statue of Big Red here in the middle of campus. I am truly fascinated with this. It's really interesting to see like a full-size 3D replica of the school mascot. Look at that big old mouth there. And then notice also he's wearing human shoes. I don't know what I was expecting, but yeah, he's wearing sneakers. Let's just get like a 3D rotating look at this guy. Now I assume his name is Big Red, so I'm gonna go out and make the assumption that in real life he is of a red color, but yeah, that's a good mascot. But yes, today we are heading south from Bowling Green through Nashville and down south back through Tennessee. We got a little peek of Tennessee at the beginning of this trip, but got a lot more Tennessee in store. So without further ado, let's hit that long, lonesome road. Here is the Kentucky Museum here on the Western Kentucky campus. Fortunately, it is closed due to COVID, but out front they do have this interesting structure made out of sticks. They're intertwined. I guess we can walk in to these stick huts. It's really kind of cool, intricately designed. And here out front, sitting on a bench, we have Honest Abe himself. Abe was possibly born in Kentucky and a very beloved figure here. We are in Russellville, Kentucky. This is RIA Stadium. It's a stadium built in the 1930s by the WPA. What makes it notable is that it has these faces of various sports stars emblazoned in the concrete. I don't know who all these are. I guess they're from different types of sports. Here we have Red Grange. He apparently is a football player. I love the old style leather football helmet. And then we have Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth. And you notice these lower faces have their noses broken off. I don't know if there's a collection of noses somewhere in town, or if maybe just from the years of people rubbing their noses that they have come off. Yeah, Babe Ruth. Looks like Babe Ruth has had his head repaired with a big glob of cement at some point. There's Ty Cobb. That's another baseball player. And that just says Thorpe. And that says Manasseh Mahler. That's actually boxer Jack Dempsey. Funny thing is, first time I ever heard of Jack Dempsey is there's actually a fish named after Jack Dempsey. So you go to like pet stores and stuff, they'd have Jack Dempseys. It's a type of cichlid, which is an African freshwater fish, but it was known to be a very aggressive fish. They named it Jack Dempsey after the boxer, and that's how I first heard of the boxer, Jack Dempsey. This guy here is very angry at me. Does not like me walking here along the sidewalk. Chill out, bro. Here at the Maple Grove Cemetery in Russellville, Kentucky, they talk of a very odd phenomenon that occurred here. This is the house that belonged to the caretaker of the cemetery, and it was said that they had a young daughter who had wanted to go out with some boys, and the family had told her that she could not. And the story is that she angrily went up to the bathroom and cursed God because her parents wouldn't let her go out. It is then said that as she cursed God, a lightning bolt came down and struck the window and created a ghostly image of her in the window. We are edging very close towards that Tennessee state line. Now, I don't see a big welcome sign, but we do have this historical marker. Tennessee entering Robertson County. You see the little birds. It's a all things custom collision repair shop right here. But what really caught my eye was this massive killer robot. It looks like he's made out of a Jeep. And you can see him turning his head back and forth, looking evilly over the highway. This thing is enormous. That is amazing. That is bone chilling. It's a giant fish over that Mexican grocery store. Heading now into Nashville proper. We're here on Broadway Street, which is kind of the party district of Nashville. Some very loud music flooding onto the streets from Kid Rock's steakhouse there. This is a store called It's a Nashville Thing, y'all. They sell sippy masks. These are actually face masks that have a detachable trap door in them so you can open it up and drink alcohol. No matter where you stand here on Broadway Street, you can always hear music being blasted out onto the street. They actually have street signs here in Nashville instructing you to wear a mask. It's a good idea. This is world famous Nudies honky tonk. Are they naked? Here's Ernest Tubbs record shop, has that iconic rotating sign. There you see Ernest Tubb, and there we have Loretta Lynn. Here we have the world famous Ryman Auditorium. This is the home of the original Grand Ole Opry. Talks about the birth of bluegrass music. Of course, bluegrass inspired by old-timey mountain music, but apparently it was christened bluegrass here December 1945 at the Ryman by this man right here, Bill Monroe, with his mandolin, often considered to be the father of bluegrass. He did actually give bluegrass its name. And then this statue was added just last October. Added a statue of Loretta Lynn, who is one of my absolute favorite country singers. Cause if you don't want to go to Fist City, better tour around my town. I'll grab you by the hair of the head and lift you up off the ground. In this mural here, we see all sorts of different country singers gathered together in a bar. Now, I don't know all of these people. Leave a comment if I'm missing anyone, but I know that's Garth Brooks right there. We got Dolly Parton, Alan Jackson, I think, Reba McEntire. Don't know these two. That's Johnny Cash, Tim McGraw, Willie Nelson, Blake Shelton, maybe? And then of course Loretta Lynn. But Elvis here outside of Legends Gifts. Of a king fortune teller. The king tells y'all. King won't take my dollar. Yeah? Oh, I think I got it.
Come closer and listen to what the king has to tell you.
Okay.
Dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you'll die today. That's right. Live it up today, because you never know when you're going to go. But watch out for those pills, know what I mean? So go on.
You watch out for those pills?
And surrender more coins for more wisdom from the king of rock and roll.
Rosebud. Love that barbecue sign. The pigs with wings flying down. There's a lot of boot stores, stores that sell country music themed clothing. Now that is a very interesting Taco Bell sign. Down here we can actually see the remnants of the awful tragedy that occurred here in downtown Nashville on Christmas Day. It does look like Nashville is hard at work repairing and putting the pieces back together. Look down there, you can see some very serious damage. It is an absolute miracle no one was killed. I'm so gracious that no one was killed in this horrific event. I think we're gonna grab some lunch here at Johnny Cash's Kitchen and Saloon. Stick your head through that wood and you can play along with Johnny Cash. See on the wall here, a mural of the fabulous Johnny Cash show. I went and got some, since we were in Nashville, I went ahead and got the Nashville hot chicken along with some broccoli cheese and squash casserole.
Alright, so it's chicken. Really tender, a good smoky flavor. Casserole. Squash casserole. Knee-high orange.
Here's the Drake Motel, and I need some help here because I cannot think of the movie that was filmed here. There was a movie about a girl who come to Nashville to be a singer, and she stayed here. If anyone remembers the name of the movie, put that in the comment section. This is Gun City Vapor. They don't sell guns, they sell vapes, it looks like. I've never heard of Nashville called Gun City. Is that a thing? The Nashville airport, the runway actually goes over the road here. I was hoping we'd see a plane cruise across there, but not today. I was wondering if we were going to see one of these along the Dixie Highway. Here is a Harrison Mays cross. I've been obsessed with Harrison Mays for quite some time. He was a preacher from Kentucky. He got in a accident in a coal mine, and he decided at that point that if God helped him get out of the coal mine, that he would spend the rest of his life spreading God's word, and that's what he did. He began creating these concrete crosses. He also made some hearts as well. So he made concrete crosses and concrete hearts, and then would travel the country. And he couldn't drive. I think he had a friend that took him, and they would put these crosses in the backs of trucks, and then when they find a good spot, they would just drop them in the ground. They didn't ask permission. They just dug a hole and put them in the ground. Actually, it was said that he left a note on the crosses that told people not to remove them, or they could end up going to hell. But yeah, I love being able to still see some of these planted around the country. It's very rare to come across one that is still out there in the wild. Of course, on this side it says "Get right with God," and then on the opposite side there it says "Jesus is coming soon." A Buddhist temple here. Not something you necessarily see all through Tennessee. This old sporting goods store now sells antiques. See the different sporting antiques there. You can see the football man there with the leather helmet. In downtown Winchester, Tennessee, they have this mural here of the lake system and the surrounding areas. These, of course, these lakes, all created by the TVA. They're not naturally forming lakes. They're rivers that were flooded by the TVA, the Tennessee Valley Authority. Let's see, we are here in downtown Winchester. You can see how the lake all branches out through the valleys. Devil's Step Island sounds pretty spooky. I guess you'd expect Devil's Step Island to be full of demons, but no, it's just got dragonflies, birds, deer, snakes, and I don't know what that is. Okay, this is a Rorschach test. What do you think? What do you think that is? A very authentic looking restored Texaco here on the corner. Look in the main office here. The Texaco. So they got a little display of little pieces of automobile memorabilia. There's an air pump there. We peek in the garage. Oh my goodness. There's mannequins in there. Okay, this mannequin here, this female mannequin, she is a car hop. You can see her serving that car, putting a tray in the window. You look down, she's got on roller skates. Then we have this mustachioed character leering into that window. Winding through these windy mountain roads. So we pass through this weird set of gates out here in the middle of nowhere. And then we have this, a giant graffiti covered rock. As these stairs will take us up the side of the rock. Oh, got lots of graffiti splattered all over this rock. But yeah, pretty nice view from up here. Here in Sewanee, Tennessee, we actually have the University of the South, which I've never heard of, and this Gothic chapel. Yeah, the architecture out here is actually pretty breathtaking. Yeah, the University of the South. It's very, very specific. I don't see this being connected to any business, but there is a random hillbilly on a pole Looks like he's eating a chicken leg. I think this is an anti-drunk driving message here. There's a car in it that says drive drunk and get nailed, and it has a giant nail pounded into it. We have a restaurant that's actually for lease, and comes with an airplane embedded in the concrete. At the Lodge Factory Store, which is a company that makes cast iron pans, and here's their mascot. It is Pan Man. He is a man made entirely out of cast iron cookware. You can see there holding a cast iron pan in his mighty hand. Truly a superhero that we deserve. Look at that, he's actually got a little campfire there, but actually the firewood is made out of cast iron as well. So the sun sets on another night here on the Dixie Highway. And we will be finishing our Dixie Highway road trip. We've gone quite far already. We started in North Carolina, moved up to Tennessee, Kentucky, into Ohio, through Michigan. We spent a long time in Michigan. And we will be, we went around the top of Michigan, back down, through Indiana, through Kentucky, back into Tennessee. And I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. Now, I do not live on the Dixie Highway, but you know, between the loop of the Dixie Highway, my house, you know, is in between the two sides of the Dixie Highway. So I've decided I'm gonna go home for a few days. I'm going to see my family. I'm going to rest. I'm going to pet my cats, and then I'm gonna get some other work done. I'm gonna get the Patreon postcards addressed and stamped and sent out. But you know, take a rest for a few days, and then we're gonna come back over here to the Chattanooga area and head back down through the Dixie Highway and finish our trip. I'm not exactly sure. It will be the beginning of next week, I believe, that I'll be resuming this road trip. I'm sorry that's a disappointment. I need a few days. I need a few days in my own home, in my own bed, with my family, and then I will come back and finish this Dixie Highway road trip. Now, if you're watching this the day it comes out, it should be a Thursday, and I should be going live tonight. I try to go live on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And hopefully I can see you there. Maybe by then I'll have a better idea when I'm gonna actually be resuming this Dixie Highway road trip. And then we can resume. We can load you guys, the kids, back into the back seat of the car, get all psyched up, and conquer the Dixie Highway, because we still got a very long way to go. So we're gonna break this up a little bit. I'm gonna take a little bit of break, and I will be back. I promise. So until then, this one's in the bag.